Here we are. Alrighty, rock and roll. We got Schuler over here doing a little bit of wiring up for his Camaro. And what's his Camaro, you might ask? That red ruby looking thing right there. This one, 80? 80. So this one's 80 Camaro. That it's got a little bit of a story to it, actually. It's not like, oh, we found it on Craigslist and blah, 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 blah. No, this has actually got a little bit of history to him. So this thing, as you can tell, is dirty and dusty, but it's been sitting here all winter. But this is a nice, fun hot rod. We ended up building a 468 for this, and we'll do a little bit more of a tear down onto this car. But I just got done putting in the roll cage for him because he wants to do some dragger racing. So we ended up doing full 10-point. He wanted swing outs, so put that in there for him. Ended up doing the headliner, got that in, and you can tell we're working on, getting the back panel done. Right now, he's working on the dashboard, which is a real nice setup. We'll go show you that. But again, we'll get a little bit more involved in this one. This one's going to be a 275 car, as you can tell, sitting on Caltrax. And it'll be a fun ride, Oh, what's that yellow little bad machine? Well, that's for a different day. That's Secret Squirrel. But this is what we're going to be focusing on today, is the black car. This is my personal car. This is going to be my daily. I built this for a good friend of mine, gosh, probably about 10 years ago, and bought it from him. He was having some problems, and it just kind of worked out that way. This thing, when I got it, was a 496 pump gas. Doing it on the old Southside machine lift bars, so for you guys out there that remember that. Still a stock 8.5 inch 10 bolt with all Yukon goodies in it. 10-point roll cage, and like I said, that 496 I built for him. That made 740, and card run 1040 is about 130. And for fun, I ended up putting on a just a little 150 shot of nitrous, and car would run mid-9s. Had a good time with it and all that. Oh, right now I'm fiddling with stuff. There's Schuler over there. Hey. And what I ended up doing with this was I added some bars in the back just to stiffen things up. I still wanted to keep the back seat in it, so just kind of worked my way around there. I had to do some shifting around on the fuse panel, on the fuse box, so that's why all that stuff's out. But super clean car. Came from California. So I added those bars in on the back, and then I ended up doing these strut bars up front here because I wanted to put a mid plate in it and a motor plate. So did that. We are running full TRZ upper and lower tubular chromoly control arms. It's AFCO double adjustables up front that are from TRZ, so they're valved for them. Strange 4-piston calipers up front. Really did a lot of lightening up. Took the chunk of the cross member out, chromolyed that in. Just off the front nose of the car, taking that off, and then of course the big front bumper brace. That was about 200 pounds taken out of the car. And then the back bumper brace is out as well. This thing was heavy. This thing was like 3720 with me in it, and I'm 2 1/4. So with that, sold the 496, and I wanted to get a little nuttier with this. So that is a 555. It's on pump gas, about 11-to-1. Dart Pro 1, 355 heads. It's about an 800 lift solid roller in it. The new Brodix, the BM 2017 intake, which is really nice because if you look down inside there, you can see, maybe, that they actually have a Boss turtle in there, and it did pretty well. Standard vacuum pump, it's all Jessel underneath. I'm sorry, it's actually T&D underneath. Motor ran real good. Made about 915 horse, about 712 for torque. And I mean, she spins. It's peaking at 7,600, so it's doing a very, very good job. So what we're working on today, I mean, there's more into it. Hit us down in the comments if you want to get more detailed in that sense. But I ended up picking these up. These are a set of Hedman Hustler 2 1/4 inch headers. And I'm sure a lot of you guys understand that you cannot just simply slap a set of headers in. It doesn't happen. And you can see here where I had to do a little bit of kissing in to miss the steering. Also where the starter is going to be, I had to do some notching on the frame and stuff like that for this big tube here. Yeah, I ended up having to do, I had to notch the frame here, right in there, so I could actually miss that header tube. And then I ended up on the bottom A-arms. Normally this would stick out about this far. I notched that out. Just made room. I mean, I've done a bunch of these Camaros, so I, kind of know what we have to do to make things fit. Ooh, I also got to move this because this is close to the header. I got to move that before we try to put the motor in, and that's what I'm trying to do today. All right, you guys. I know the last thing that you saw was getting ready to put the motor inside the car. Well, I had a little problem with the battery and it ended up going dead. So as you can tell, this guy's wearing another shirt. Well, it's the next day. So anyways, just wanted to apologize for that because you're gonna see the motor actually in the car and it might be one of those like, holy Batman, how'd you do that? So that's why. So here's where we're at. Motor's in the car. We got the headers on. Like I said, with the notching, that helps out with the gaskets. You can see how close we are with, I can barely sneak just the tippy tip of the finger in there. But that's good enough. It's not like anything's gonna grow in that sense. The other thing I'm kind of worried about is brake line. You can see we're right here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to work a little magic on that. We're kind of laying right on the header. So I might have to bend up another brake line. Unfortunately, that's the prices you pay for, trying to work on something like this. I got this side in last night and actually got the starter in there. That, I don't know if you guys can see it down in there, that was a pain in the butt. Because down here, I don't know if you can see way down in there. Let's see if I got a light. Might actually help if I turn it on there. Yeah, you can see how close that starter is down there. That absolutely sucked. To put that starter in probably took me, God, 45 minutes or an hour. It was just ridiculous. And then the wiring, what I had with the old motor, all of this worked fine. Well, obviously being this close, yeah, I'm gonna melt all of this. So all of this is gonna get moved up and maybe even brought over here. Not totally sure on that yet, but obviously that has to move. Still got brake lines to do. Ordered up a nice little kit, but doesn't that look good? That looks good. Yeah, buddy. So ordered up this nice kit from Summit, kind of pieced it together, and you can get this from All-Star. This will be the front and the back of your master cylinder, and it'll let you run a 3/16 line. I don't know if you saw it or not, but I was running the Willwood proportioning valve. Here, let me show you. The Willwood proportioning valve right here, and ran it off. I got my line lock on, all that stuff. Well, normally you run a bigger line in the back end of this. Well, on this you can run 3/16. So with that being said, that's why I ended up picking up this. So got that. These are from Russell. They're like, I don't know, $9. So it'll hook up the 3AN lines, and I got 24-inch long ones. The 3AN lines to that, and then I ended up buying this so I can actually lock it down on the frame, weld these tabs on, lock it in, will be nice and secure. The reason why I got those 24s is if you look here on the calipers, we're way forward. So I have to be able to come from here into here, come through the frame here, up and around, and I still have to make this line to go down to wherever I'm going to meet at. But if you do like the standard 18 inches, or this is what used to be on it, and you can see that end, well, that works with your regular stock calipers. I don't have that anymore. So upgrades. So at that point, that's where we're at today on this guy.